Okay. Because I guess there are some things about flexibility. So one of them is the choice to source it versus manufacture it. That's one could argue that let's be flexible. If you want to sell something close to it or the manufactured at a lower cost, you'd source it, right? And that's a form of flexibility. But I'm willing to bet that that's something you're not willing to compromise on.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, not to talk too much about Dragon's Den, but like when we were on the show, I mean, and we knew what was going to happen on the show before we went there, right? Like we knew we would get beat up on our cost and the fact that there's cheaper ways to do this, and they are there to make money. The Dragons are investing their own cash; they want to make money. So for them, going overseas makes sense. It's a good business decision, in order to make the most profit. It makes sense. However, I don't feel like it's the best thing for us as North Americans, as Canadians, as Americans. It's not good for my kids that we move every single thing that we can do overseas, even though it's cheaper. It's not a good long-term strategy for their health and their growth and their future. And I think that's the big struggle between, people making money instantly versus the long term. And that's what we struggle with is, sure, we can make way more money if we went overseas right now. It does present its own set of challenges and problems for sure, but we can make a lot more money. But is that the right thing to do? And that's, where I guess always those balances come in.
So do you go through that mental journey every day, or like do you?
Constantly. I mean, and we try not to. We are also very decisive people. I mean, at the beginning of our business, we had this website where you could come on, you could design your own underwear by yourself. You could literally drag and drop images and put them in and download stuff from the, clip art library and upload your own pictures and whatever. And it was cool. We spent like probably $50,000 developing this website. And literally we scrapped it overnight because it got to the point where we realized this is so onerous to develop and make any changes. Plus, it was driving our customers insane because a lot of people are not graphic designers. And so a lot of people want like a funny photo on their underwear. Well, photos come in square rectangular boxes, and that doesn't look good on something, especially if you want something cut out. And then the technology that we've developed on the back end, like our printer it's a textile printer. It's highly modified by us. Like it's not just printing on paper like you do at home. It has to be purpose like built the file. So everything just wasn't working. People were uploading crappy quality. Like now we're producing crappy quality. We were just not happy with it. Now we scrapped that whole thing. Then we say, listen, just tell us what you want. We'll make it for you. And we guarantee the output. Like the quality between then and now is night and day. And we would just, these are things that, again, being flexible, talking about changes, like change is the only constant. And that is what we've learned is like, you have to be willing and ready to sacrifice and move on. And maybe at some point there will come this, call it crisis in our minds where we're like, hey, look, we will not survive if we keep this stuff in Canada. And at what point is that going to happen? I don't know. I really do believe that if we are intelligent and if we are smart and if we have the right amount of money and we invest it in the right way, we can lower the cost of manufacturing to Canada to be competitive with overseas. I do. I just think it's too hard for most businesses. They don't know how. Whereas I think we can totally get there. That's the engineer in me speaking, like optimization, robotics, some automation, like some intelligence, better quality and faster and more flexible.